Tay600, what's going on?
Man, what's up? What's the word, bro?
Man, since I've been doing interviews, this has to be top 5 most requested interview all time, man. Like, since you got out of jail, how long you been out for?
Man, I've been out like a week and a half, man.
A week and a half?
Yeah.
So when you got out, like, what was the reaction when you got out of jail?
I mean, when I got out, the reaction was like, you know, you had your spectators and haters and shit. You know, I expected that, but it was like, I was a lot of love, man. Like, more love than what I was really expecting, especially because of the fact that I came home early, you feel me? It was like unexpected, and there was a lot of gratitude. People home like, oh, you home early, ooh. You know, then you got the people that, you know, they want to ride the wave and, oh, why you get home early? He's supposed to snitch, he must have did this. And nah, man, I got some good time. I didn't even know I was coming home the day I came home, actually.
Yeah.
You feel me? I didn't find out I was coming home December 8th to December 7th. You feel me?
Right.
And that's how it works when you in the penitentiary. You never really know when you're getting good time until you get it, and then you out the door.
Yeah. Now let's take it all the way back, because a lot of people, they're Chicago hip hop fans, but they don't really know the history. You know what I'm saying? All they know is, all they seeing is Tay600 and Tay this, Tay that. But we gonna take it all the way back, because me, I'm a fan of hip hop, but I'm a fair dude too. I like to hear his side, but I also gotta hear it out of the horse's mouth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to instigate or none of that. But, so LA, did this start with LA, the whole LA situation of him getting killed, and then it was a revenge thing? How the whole thing start off, of the whole night when you was with Rondo?
It was not. It had nothing to do with LA. You know, it was just like, you know, that's a case that's, you know, that case is, I can't really say too much, but it had nothing to do with LA. You feel me? And that's another thing that a lot of fans like to say, that it was something that retaliation towards LA. You know, there's so many stories people just come up with, but none of them is actually true. I know for a fact that didn't have nothing to do with LA. You feel me? It was that whole situation, from my understanding, was like mistaken identity thing. You feel me? It was nothing intentional.
Right. Okay. So how old were you when you did meet, you know, LA and Rondo and everybody else?
We was all shorties, man. You know, all us about 20. You feel me now? 20 or 21.
Right.
You know, Rondo probably still, Rondo from the B20, you feel me? LA about 20.
Okay.
D-Rose just made 20 in August, you feel me? So, we was all about, when I met LA, I was probably like 13 or 14, man, you feel me? We met in like 2010. And like, you know, this just shows you, not to throw salt on them, but this just shows you how much niggas really know, you know, because if I recall, EA saying that LA came around in like 2013 to 2014, and I mean 2013 to 2012, and his first song was Murder and some shit like that, but that's really not true.
Okay.
You feel me? We can't, I met LA in 2010 before he had dreads and everything. You feel me? It was like, and me and him really like, we was hanging together, and then it was like after a while, it was just like we clicked, like we got a lot closer than what it was, not just block homies. It was like on some brother type, I die for that nigga type shit. You feel me? Around 2011, it was my freshman year. LA had, it was a bunch of bullshit going on. I got kicked out of, I basically couldn't go to school in no CPS grammar school when I was in 8th grade, so I had to go to Joliet. After I graduated from elementary school, I had to go to Joliet to go to school. And it was like, I really dropped out because of LA, you feel me? I dropped out, I kept hearing he was getting jumped on and niggas was around him, niggas wasn't helping and all this shit. I came to the hood. And
so you knew LA before Rondo?
Yeah, I knew LA before Rondo.
Okay.
No, I mean, Rondo wasn't no new nigga either though. He came around like, he came around, we was all going to Bessie Ross. This is probably like I was with him in 8th grade. He had a grade under me. I think this was like 7th grade. So this probably was like 2011, the middle of 2011 when I met him.
Okay.
The beginning of 2011 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning going towards the middle of 2011 when I met Nan.
Yeah.
That's another thing that people be so crazy. You know, there's a fake statement going around, and the statement claim I met them when I was 4 and we went to high school and
exactly. That's what
all that type of shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that though. Okay, so when LA get, you know, they just caught his murderer, I think. You hear about that? His murderer got found.
Yeah, I was hearing about that shit. And when I was in jail, I was hearing about it. I was talking to LA mama like all the time.
Okay.
You feel me? And so she was just like, she'll keep me updated on what's going on, and I'll call and check on her, and you know, like, see how she doing to see if she okay, like, you know, those type of things.
Yeah. So was LA 600 or was that before the whole movement came along?
LA was 600.
Okay, LA was 600.
I mean, it was a 6-0 member, outstanding game member for sure.
Okay. So LA passes away, and then how soon after did that situation come that night when you was with Rondo?
I mean, you went with the situation when they end up like going to jail and all that?
Yeah.
I mean, it came like a couple months after.
Okay. A couple months after.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that night, or you want to leave it alone?
I mean, that like, I don't really want to, I mean, for what I can say about that night is, because you know, it's a lot that went on that night that shouldn't have went on. What I can say about that night is, it was just a night that changed all our life, you feel me? A night that changed my life, C-Day life, Nan life, you feel me? It changed a lot of niggas' lives, you feel me? It was a detrimental situation that like, broke up a whole bunch of like, it was a dynasty we had before that night, and then that night came and, you know, it just went a domino effect. A lot of shit went south, so.
Right, okay. Now from that night, I'm just going off of the reports, the shit that's already out. I'm not bringing up nothing that nobody knows. It says that a girl was with y'all. True?
Yeah.
Okay. What did she get questioned too or no?
Man, it was the hoes is, see what's so crazy is the females that got questioned, it was a couple females, you feel me? They end up getting snatched up, and they never like, you feel me? They ain't never get out and tell a motherfucker like they went to jail and got snatched, you feel me?
Yeah.
One bitch get snatched, she go to jail. The bitch, the only reason she didn't get out is because she had a motherfucking warrants or something in another state or something. Then, you know, the second girl gets snatched. Then another motherfucker gets snatched. You feel me? Like, females just getting snatched, but they ain't calling and telling motherfuckers like, damn, we just got out the station. You feel me? Man, this what they saying, this what they said, this what I said. You feel me? They ain't doing that. But when I go in there, they come grab me. You feel me? They snatch me up out of school at like, I hadn't even been in school a whole 2 minutes, though. I see the police walking in my class as I'm looking up in my phone.
Right.
You feel me? So when they snatch me up, they already telling me, man, like, Joe, whoa, man, you whatever you, cause I'm a hard ass. They telling me I was a minor. So my OG was present, you feel me? I had them call my mama instantaneously, you feel me? I was a shorty when they snatched me.
Right.
So as they questioning me, you know, they do their procedures, take all of my strings out and all that shit. So now when they take all my strings out and shit, they coming back and forth, they trying to play this kind of good cop, bad cop thing. They coming in, giving me squares, coming in, talking shit, coming in, giving me McDonald's, coming in, talking shit, come back, give me cigarettes, I'm smoking all these cigarettes. My mama come in, they instantly tell my mama, man, my OG can vouch for this shit, I swear to God. They telling her like, shit, Miss Carpenter, like, you need to tell your son, like, this is not what he want to do. Like, he only helping himself. Like, whatever he say or don't say, is not gonna help his homies. You feel me? I'm in front of her. I'm in front of them while they telling this stuff. You feel me? But my mama held on. She telling me that's like, shit, we ain't got nothing to talk about it. That's how I treated the rest of the.
So basically, they said the more you don't talk, the more you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, basically, that's what they try to do. They try to put it in.
They try to turn y'all against each other.
Yeah, they try to put it in the momentum. I mean, in the option where like they say something like that
to make you scared.
Yeah, to make you scared. Like if I don't say nothing, something just gonna happen to me along with them. Like whatever I don't say or say is not helping nobody but me. They going to jail regardless. This, that, like that's the type of shit that they try to play. You feel me? But it wasn't nothing to me. You feel me? I had been in that type of situation before, so it was just like, I know how y'all play these games, man.
Right, okay. And then another thing that's on the web, I'm not, like I said again, I'm not here putting shit out that's not already people don't know about. They said a cell phone dropped or some shit like that.
I mean, shit, you know? I mean, shit, man.
And they said that, I'm just putting out what's on the web. I'm not saying what's, you know, what people don't know.
Yeah.
That they went back and got the phones.
Yeah, see, I wasn't a part of that either, you feel me? It's just a whole bunch of speculation about what a motherfucker did. I can't really tell you what a motherfucker did, you feel me? That's some shit like, I know that shit all over the internet, but I don't personally like incriminating bro them or whatever the fuck happened, you feel me? The shit just, it happened, bro them got caught and went down for that shit. That's the only part like I could tell you that I would speak on. I don't want to incriminate them.
I feel you. But do you feel like if they didn't go, and like you said, you wasn't a part of that, but do you feel like if they didn't drop the phone, none of this shit would happen? I
mean, probably. You feel me? Yeah, it's all you always come up with thoughts about like, damn, like especially if you in that gym already, you always got what if thoughts. Like even when I was just in a joint, you know, in the county for my pipe case, I was just thinking like, man, what if I would have left 30 minutes earlier like folks was telling me to, or what if I would have just went home like my bitch was telling me to, or you feel me? You always think about what if this, or if I'd have did this that way type of thing. So like, yeah, I think like if a lot of shit like that wouldn't have happened, I think we would have been all good right now to this day.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, a lot of people, they're seeing a taxi driver and they're like, that's the same taxi driver who had something to do with LA. You know, this is all internet speculation. I'm just asking you, because, you know, a lot of people want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Like, did the taxi driver have something to do with the LA or?
No, man, dude it's a fucking, no, he ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. His ass. You feel me? It just be wrong things happening. You feel me? He the person that guy don't have nothing to do with nothing.
Okay. All right. Now, months later, you know, you're locked up. You go to jail for the gun situation.
Yeah, that was a gun.
Was that the same? Did that have something to do with the same night as the Rondo shit, or was it something totally different?
It was something totally different. Actually, how I caught my case was, I was in the studio one night, me and Sicko Mob. Me and Sicko Mob was in the studio one night downtown, some official, you feel me? And then, like, it was like, we in there recording, we listening to Zaytoven's, you feel me? We finna go snap on the Zaytoven. I go in that booth, I'm in the booth writing. When I'm in there writing, I got my headphones in, you feel me? I got my phone, I'm typing in my phone, I got my headphones in and I'm looking down and shit. All I say, I look up, you feel me? I look up, and it's a bunch of flashlights in my face. I don't see past the flashlights, you feel me?
And why y'all was in the studio?
While I'm in the studio, you feel me? The studio's so big and legit, it's like 3 parts to it. I'm in a part by the booth. Bro, let's try now, Messino, them, they in the other part, you feel me? Man, I got my headphones in, I don't even know the police in here. So when I'm looking up, I got the slammer in my pocket, you feel me? 30 in my pocket. So after I look up, I see a bunch of flashlights in my face and shit. So when I get up. When I get up and I stand up, I actually see white motherfuckers' faces and shit. I'm like, oh, this 12. I try to spin a corner, man, on their ass. They grab me, slam me, beat the fuck out of me. You feel me? Take pipe out my pocket, you feel me? Get me up. Beat me some more, snatch a whole bunch of dreads out the front of my head, all type of shit, you know. But like, and then I see they had grabbed Lil Trav too, and they grabbed Lil Trav, and then we got to the station. I found out that they put a slam on him too. You feel me? Like this shit I didn't know, but like I'm never knowing like how the fuck they found out where I'm at, none of that shit. But I know that we was in the studio and they asses appeared there. Yeah. But I know they was looking for me though.
Okay, so this had nothing to do with the other shit?
Nah, this ain't had nothing to do, nah.
Because a lot of people, they're like, damn, he came home early, he's supposed to get out next year, he must be saying something.
Nah, man, see, look, that's why I don't respond to shit like that, because if you never been in a joint, or if you ever been in the system, that's shit that you want to comprehend and understand. You feel me? You want to be able to understand what happens in the see. Look, how I came home early is because of this. When I was in the county, I did 5.5 months in the county. I ended up I was going in there. If I was telling, this wouldn't happen either. I went in there on July 6th, I want to say. I was finna take a year for my gun case because I was up fighting a class 4, 1 to 3. I was finna take a year and do like 15 or 20 more days and get out. You give me a year at 50%. I go in there on June 6th, on July 6th, and found out they didn't re-indicted my whole case. You feel me? Yeah. I go in there, it go from a 1 to 3 to a 3 to 7, class 4 to class 2. They enhanced everything. It went from a regular aggravated use of a weapon. A regular unlawful use of a weapon to aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. They charged me with not having a FOIA card, and they charged me as a young street gang chief. Like, I didn't even know being a street gang member was a charge, but they said I was a street gang chief. Like the lady that cracked me, she was like, she was just like she had some fake conspiracy type thing going on with our hood, so like she thought she knew all of us, you feel me? Right. She was on RondoNumbaNine case too, you feel me? And like I think she had something to try to do like with D-Rose or something too, but like she was just like thinking she know me, you feel me? So it's like she went in there and got all type of probable cause or charged me with all this extra shit, so I ended up, they offered me 3 when I went in there. I was finna take a year, now I go in there, they talking about 3 years. But I tell them like, man, Joe, what's the offer? So what my judge throw at me? You feel me? My judge say 2.5. I say, fuck it, I'm gone. On my next court date, I'm gonna take 2.5. So, 30 months at 50. That's what he gave me, 30 months at 50. So my next court date, I come out here, next court date I go, they give me
why'd you cut your hair?
Cause I knew they was gonna cut my shit in the joint anyway, so I just wanted to cut it and have it at least decent before they try to just shave my shit off, and I had one of those funny looking ass froze in my mugshot. So now I go to my next court date, I take the 2.5 months, but now how I end up getting accredited more time was because when I was in jail, my judge had put me in this program with some shit. It's basically like a drug program, you feel me? Cause I be doing a lot of drugs, so it was like a drug program, and you do like 120 days of the program, and they credit you extra months for the program. So when I went back to court in August, I had my certificate for completing the program and all that shit. So when I had 159 days in jail, he credited me 279 days in jail.
Right.
So when I went to the penitentiary, it said I had been locked up 9 months already. You feel me? When I was only locked up 5 months in a week. It said I had been locked up 9 months. So off a 30 month bid, this is what people understand. They always talking about how you get fast off 30 months. It's at a percentage. It's not always unless you got a class X murder or some shit, you ain't gonna do all of that time. It's gonna be something at 50%, something at 85%, 50%, shit like that. And by me, my case wasn't that high profile, so it was at 50%. So off 30 months, I was gonna have to do 15 anyway. Right. And so with that being said, I was gonna get out in February. That would have been me doing 11 months total in jail. And they credited me 4 extra months when I got to the county. So if I wouldn't have got them 4 extra months, when my judge gave me, I would have ended up getting out in probably like June or something. Yeah. You feel me? But I was supposed to get out in February, but they hit me with good time in the joint. You feel me? You go good time in the joint. I think they really hit me with the good time in the joint because I was in a media max penitentiary. Yeah. I wanted to know minimum where a lot of niggas go. You feel me? We in there 20 hours a day. You feel me? In our cell. So so it was like they was really like kicking niggas out. They got a lot of short time because they got niggas coming from the Nard and all that shit that need that bed space. So that's why I think they kicked me out. That's how I got out early.